Hi everybody, Professor Christina here. Do you have an ebook or a white paper that you are eager to publish, but the layout is taking an awful long time? Well, today we're going to learn how to use AI to do the layout for an ebook or a white paper. For this exercise, I'm going to be using a tool called Gamma. Now, Gamma is most famous, and maybe you've heard of it, as being a tool that you can use to create PowerPoint presentations or other kinds of presentations. But you can actually also use it to create ebooks, white papers, social media posts, and web pages. And today we're going to use it to do the layout for a small ebook that I've created. So I'm going to show you the home page where I'm going to start from. And you can see here it's got a big button on the top left that says Create New, and that's going to give me a bunch of options. Now, there's your standard generate option, which will allow you to give it a single prompt and it will write your content for you and do the layout. You can paste in the text from an existing document, or you can import from your Google Drives or upload a document. Now, I have the text already written, so I'm going to upload this document. It's quick and easy, and all I'm going to have to do is grab the document that I want and upload my file. Now it's going to give me the option to select a presentation, a web page, a document, or social media post that I want to create from this. Now I have an ebook that I'm creating, so that's going to be a document. So I'm selecting that I'm going to be creating a document with this. And then when I'm all set, I'm going to hit continue. Now it's going to take a look at my text, and it's going to give me a few options. So first it's going to ask you whether you want to generate additional content, condense what you already have, or preserve your exact text from your original document. Now, I want to preserve my exact text, so I'm going to keep it on preserve. It's also going to allow you to use a theme of your own choosing or one of their templates. Now, I have my brand theme already loaded into Gamma, and I want to apply my own brand theme. So I'm going to select my Thoughtlight theme. Now, if I wanted something different, I would be able to look at their standard themes, and you can see here they have a wide variety of really nice themes. But I'm going to use my own brand theme, and it's going to have my colors, my fonts, my logos for my brand. Next, you have to decide what kind of images you want in your document. I'm going to look here under image source, and I can see that I can use stock photos, which are going to be sourced from Pexels. I can have AI in Gamma generate images. I can have it search the web for images, but I can't guarantee that those are going to be free to use. I can have illustrations, animated GIFs, or image placeholders where I can later upload my own branded images. Now, I personally prefer illustrations. They don't look AI generated, but if your brand requires photos, I would go for stock photos. Or if you don't mind a little bit of an AI look to it, you can also choose AI generated. I'm going to go with illustrations for this. And so I'm ready to go. I'm also going to look under the format and again, double check, yep, it is going to be a document. Now, if you look at the bottom, it's going to ask me how many cards I want, which roughly translate into pages. Now, with the subscription that I have, I can go all the way up to 15 cards, which, given the word count for my document, means that it's not going to be cramped. It's going to have all of the text in there in a way that's still got some illustrations and it doesn't look too tight. So now that I'm ready to go, I can also add some optional instructions. And I have just one optional instruction. I want it to include the company logo. So I'm going to add that as the special instruction just to make sure that it does it. And you can put plenty of other special instructions there, but this is all I want. Now I'm going to hit generate, and it's going to create my document. Now, it's very important while it generates your document that you do not navigate away from your screen. I have found that if I navigate away, it stops generating or I experience some issues with the generating. So just be a little bit patient and watch the magic unfold. And you can see here, it's unfolding pretty quickly. And the design is looking good. Now, if we look at the original source document, you can see that it's really following my formatting. Any callout boxes that I have are being reproduced as callout boxes. It's preserving all of my bulleted lists, and it's actually showing all of the templates that I have in the exact format that I had them there as well. But it's also getting creative agentically, and it's coming up with its own design ideas, which are making it look really special. I'm going to train it by telling it I like the output, and then I'm going to go review the output. And overall, I am pretty pleased with this. I'm seeing a couple of areas, though, where I probably want to make a few changes. I think some of the images look a little childish. I don't think that this looks like an ebook cover, and I want to make a couple of tweaks. Now, I can make the tweaks in a couple of different ways. Number one, I can simply hover over anything I want to change. For instance, this image, I can hit that Edit Image button, and I can just put in a different image that I want. Maybe I want this, maybe I want this, but I can just change that image to something that I much prefer. And I've got it fixed up. Now let's say I'm not sure what I want, but I have decided I need a little bit more imagery on this page, or I want there to be a bit more text. I can go here and I can change it to, for instance, be more visual. And the agentic AI is going to go in and open it up, and it's going to make the graphics more visual. That's going to take a minute, and it's going to give you some options. Now, while it works on that, I can see what it did. Now it's a little bit busy, and it still doesn't have enough text, but I can keep putting in more edits. Let's say I want to go back and I want to add a little bit more text. So I'm going to say add explanatory text, and it's going to pull from the rest of my document, find some explanatory text and add new text, but it generates it based on the text that is already there. Now, if I didn't know exactly what I wanted, I could just hit the Make Longer button or the Be More Specific button. I can even edit the spelling, grammar, or simplify the language, or translate it into another language. But I just want to add a little bit of explanatory text to this. Now, while it's working on that, I can navigate away, and I can start to look at the other pages and decide what I like, what I want to change, and what needs to improve. Overall, I think I like this, but I want to edit this page one more time, and I just want to try a new layout. And when you hit try a new layout, it's just going to surprise you. And honestly, it's surprising me with some images that I like a bit better. So overall, I like this better, but as you can see here, now we've got a fresh problem. We have this odd headless image here. So I can now give it direct instructions. Change the background image. And it's going to do so. So we're almost ready now. I would say overall, I truly like the end result. And by the way, I can go through and I can make a few more tweaks and a couple more changes depending on what I want to update or improve. Overall, though, I'd say this is pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I need that cover image. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to edit this. I'm going to say, create a proper 8 by 5 by 11 cover page for an ebook. And you notice when I gave it the special instructions to use my logo, it actually ignored me. So I'm going to have to repeat those special instructions. First, I'm going to have it do the layout, and then I can do one of two things. One, I can simply keep telling it to use the logo, or I can now go in and do a manual edit. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's take a look at how to do some manual edits in Gamma. So first and foremost, if you don't like the text, you can go in, you've got a couple of options. You can, for instance, change it to title text. You can go in and change the colors. So let's say I want to change this to one of my theme colors. It's actually going to know what my theme colors are, and I can change it so that I'm applying my theme colors properly. Or I could add some other colors as well. Let's say I want to add an image, however, I can quickly and easily do that. First, I need to create a space for it, or I could just copy paste, but I actually want to do this a little bit more conventionally. So I'm going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload my logo. And then I can quickly and easily add it wherever I want. And I'm just going to say, add my logo. And it's going to figure out the best place to position it. It's thinking. And it's really important that while the AI is editing it, I don't edit it. So I can see here, it's added my logo all right, and it's done a really weird job of it. AI is not perfect, but the fix is easy. I can go in here and I can just do this. I still don't exactly like the way it's got these additional columns though. So what I might do just to tidy it up one tiny bit more is maybe move this text over, pop it in here, change the width of the columns. I'm beginning to like what I see. So as you can see here, there is a slightly manual aspect to it. So let's say I don't want this column. I actually do have to throw it out, tighten things up a little bit, maybe drag images. And if you're comfortable using Canva, you are absolutely going to love doing this in Gamma because it's still a lot easier. Let's say I'm fairly happy with the way this looks. I might want to do a couple of tweaks. And again, my brand book is built right in, so I don't need to do an awful lot of manual editing. So if you have a team and you want to make sure that they're all following your brand, you can put that straight into Gamma. It's not going to give you generic text. It's absolutely going to give you your brand book. Now, I can't do any kind of special text effects without prompting the AI. I don't think I really need it. I think overall, I'm really, really happy with what I have. So I'm ready to publish this now. And that is fairly straightforward and easy as well. I'm just going to hit that share button. Then I'm going to hit export, and I'm going to export it to PDF. It's now ready. I'm going to download it into my documents. And then I'm just going to open it up to make sure I like what I have. And I would say this looks pretty darn good. And this whole thing has taken less than 15 minutes. Now, you might be noticing here a couple of things. Some of these pages are not all the same, so if you want something to be printable, you're going to have to prompt the AI to make sure that all pages are 8.5 by 11 or whatever paper size you need. However, if this is just going to be a digital document, it works perfectly. Same for a presentation. So there it is. I went in 15 minutes from having a document to having a fully laid out ebook in my brand colors, laid out exactly the way I like it. I did this using Gamma, using the document feature, and now I'm ready to publish. And I hope you use the skill you just learned today to create your own wonderful ebooks, white papers, and other publishable documents. This is Professor Christina signing off. Happy creating!